we are on the site of the castle.
And it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
That's what you do. You buy these clothes that cost money and make a difference in it. But we never do that.
Never complains, gets up, gets on it, with a smile on his face.
You just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western French and the Western narrative. He dared you take you the same old, every single day, without this. If you haven't seen it before, please watch the first series, the first 2 episodes, the second series. Stallone. Hi everyone. Excuse me. Apologies for last night. I wasn't feeling too good, to be honest. I was ready to come on about an hour before, start things off, and the next I felt nauseated. To tell you for one, you know, my elbow, you know, I think I showed you, the way it is, and I was going from one room to another, and I banged it, and it knocked me sick. And I sat down, felt lightheaded actually. It was really bad, so I just couldn't do it last night. I just felt, nauseated, as I said. So that was it, basically. I had a good show lined up as well. I had loads of pictures of UFOs, and even, moving pictures, not just pictures, but footage as well. Whether they can be believed or anything, I don't know. And also, the UFOs over America, which I was going to explain, it was a distraction by the American press, They got onto everything. The government were like that. Listen, we need a distraction. What's going on over in Syria and over in the Ukraine? We need, and what even their own economic situation there, So they had this distraction because people were actually questioning what was going on over there. Strangely enough, so UFOs. And that's the American press for you. That's what they're all about. They do what the government tells them to do, and they do it. It's the way it is. As I said, I would have explained more about it, but this is not the time and place to do so, I'm afraid. So you see this here? Does anyone like this show? I never liked it. I thought he was horrible, dirty, uncouth. That's where he was. And funny enough, Harry H. Corbett, Harry H., he was a classic actor. The classical, he wanted to do classics. And he said that this particular character, Steptoe, destroyed him, destroyed his classical, and he was just being typecast into different like comedies, with Carry On Screaming and things like that. But he wanted to be, he was a classical actor. Strange how, when they say typecast, strange that, isn't it? Strange. I was watching something last night, and it was an old Friday the 13th. And how people, with that franchise, I don't know what they've seen in it actually, Friday the 13th. Like the main villain in it, Jason, is it? In this one, this girl puts a big, like, matchet through his heart. One of them big knives, a big thing, thick thing through his heart. And his brains are in this, like, machine, and they're all going up. And he's fucking there. And he lives. You know what, right? It's another franchise, but they should have them disappear, and if they want to make another film, rather than where you're expecting to be killed and should be killed. Like that Michael Myers, wasn't it? In the Halloween franchise. So, you look at different kinds of films, and now it's Christmas. Everybody's looking at, these Christmas films. And there's loads out there. There's too many to look at. But when you look at, the most famous Christmas story ever told was A Christmas Carol. That was the most famous ever. And the greatest film ever made about A Christmas Carol was Alistair Sim. He portrayed Scrooge. He epitomised the character Scrooge rather than anybody else. And I watched a clip of one with Albert Finney. Albert Finney, he was fucking terrible, him. I don't know what they've seen in Albert Finney, to be honest. I really didn't. I didn't know what they've seen in him as an actor. I seen him playing Hercule Poirot, and he was awful at that as well. I remember a film by Neville Smith, a Liverpool writer, called Gumshoe, and he played this detective. That's fucking terrible. A Liverpool detective. He had a Lancashire, deep Lancashire accent in real life, and he was trying to put on a Scouse accent. The only fella ever to put a perfect Scouse accent on, in my opinion, is Robert Carlyle. He was brilliant at putting a Scouse accent on, but when I see these actors trying to put Scouse accents on, they're cringy. They're cringy. It's just like Americans trying to put on an English accent. And they always, say they're putting it on, you think, oh, does it do well? Until they say, a couple of things, like water. They say water. And it comes out of water. Or international. Oh, yes, it's international. They never pronounce the T's. And when they say, a job, oh, yes, it's a job well done. They come out and say, yes, it's a job well done. They can't get away from that. So they don't perfect it. The only one I thought was Meryl Streep. who perfected an English accent. Everybody else failed. That's just me. That's just my opinion. So yeah, Scrooge with Alistair Sim, it's a must for everybody. I've got the colour version there. So what I'll do, I'll get my mince pies out. Mince pies, might have a drop of Baileys as well, and put the colour version on. With me Christmas lights. Yeah, got it. So I might just do that tonight. Tonight, Saturday night, up with me bottle of Baileys. Got it in the fridge, so it'll be nice and a couple of mince pies. So that should be nice. Enjoy myself. Watching Scrooge. I'll tell you another very good film, Christmas thing. Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. Brilliant. Great film. So, you know, people get onto, they say that the greatest film ever made was, what was it? James Stewart. A Wonderful Life. Well, it's not just a story of Christmas, really. It's a story of life itself. It's a story of, you know, how precious life is, how precious it is, how precious family life is, how precious friends are. That's what it's all about. Then obviously you have the Christmas theme. You have the Christmas theme. And, you know, I don't like James Stewart. I've only ever liked him in one film that was, which is on YouTube. You can get it, Flight of the Phoenix. I liked him in that. But his voice gets on my nerves. Mark Simons. Morning, Frank. It's freezing in the pool at the moment. Going back to sunny Gibraltar tomorrow. Have a great Christmas with all the family. Sunny Gib, eh? Is that what you do? It's a bit warmer down there. The nearer you go to North Africa, the better. Yeah, you know, you have a great Christmas too, Mark. Honestly, just enjoy it while you can. As I was mentioning about, you know, how life is precious, if you know what I mean. How you've got to embrace your family. How you've got to embrace your friends. I always remember, I forget who it was, some philosopher, I forget who it was, honestly. And he said, if you can pick up a grain of sand, this is how he put this over. He said, if you can pick up a grain of sand and split it, try and split it into fragments. And now this is a grain of sand he's talking about. And then pick up one of those fragments. Pick up one of those fragments. He said, that's your life. That's your life. Like that. It goes like that. In other words, it's meaningless. I took it as it's meaningless unless you do something, unless you embrace something. That's the way I look at it anyway. That's the way I look at it. Rather than, I always remember being asked to go in to be a MEP, member of the European Parliament, and I couldn't. I just said no. He really wanted me to do this fellow, Paul Nuttall, his name was. He became leader after Farage. He said, "Will you?" I said, "No." I said, you're against my beliefs, my ideology, and everything. UKIP. I said no. And he only approached me because he knew me. I used to work with him. He was a historian, by the way, and I used to work with him at Uberg College years ago. And he approached me. I said no. So, it's things like that. And I gave him my reason why I wouldn't want to be a politician. And it's being proved today. Corruption on an enormous scale. Gigantic scale. You look at it. And you see what's going on. Look at that moan woman. Look at Matt Hancock and what he was doing with the PPE stuff. Just look at it. What he was doing. Making millions and distributing it between his friends. Sure. Bill Clopper statue. Good morning, Frank. How's it go? I love the name. Bill Clopper statue. Fantastic. That. Great name. I love the names, these made up names. I really love them, to be honest. Bill Clopper statue. I'm okay, thank you. To be honest, Clopper. And happy early Christmas. No, it's not early, is it? Really, it's a few days' time. Sending my love and strength during the holiday period. Thank you so much, and vice versa to you too, and your family and everybody else. Which is I watched a great film, he carries on by saying, last night called Holiday by George Cukor. Do you know it? I watched it. I was going to talk about The Holiday. Funny enough, I mightn't mean yours because there's so many. This one starred Jack Black and Cameron Diaz and Jude Law and Kate Winslet. And it was a nice little theme. Oh, my elbow's killing me. It's a nice little themes one. It really was. And it's strange, isn't it, what I was talking about? And it's how you embrace things. Really good, in my opinion. The kids in it are brilliant as well. Great acting. I loved it, he says, Clopper. I loved it and its theme of playfulness in adult life. Plus, it has Cary Grant, who I love as an actor. And it's from 1938. Yeah, so it'll be black and white, Cary Grant. Yeah. You see, Cary Grant was one of these big, if you could imagine, back in the day then, you're talking 19, he's a handsome fella. I've seen him in To Catch a Thief, where he's situated down in the south of France. and his dress sense was absolutely immaculate. Well, in every film he made, immaculate. I like Cary Grant, but Cary was a coward. Did you know that? Cary Grant was a coward. Because when war broke out in 1939, you had great actors, in Hollywood. Now, don't forget they were neutral; they were out of the war, and you had like the likes of Ronald Colman and David Niven. Now, David Niven was an ex-officer, as you know, or you should know. But if you didn't know, you know now. And he just came right back and went straight into the army. The likes of Ronald Colman and people like that, they did propaganda films. He was too old to do anything really. But Niven went straight in the army. That's what he did. And it's really good when you come to think about it. But Cary Grant, he got an American nationality. He put in for it to be an American. That was it. And he could never muster. But funny enough, he always had, no matter what film he made, and he's an American, national now. He could never muster an American accent. He always had that English accent. Cary Grant, but good actor. North by Northwest, one of my favourite films. Excuse me, with James Mason as well. Excuse me. I had it down to toast before, and those little crumbs, and they're still in there. Goes down. Excuse me. And Mark says, I'm just going to the Italian place in Williamson Square with my daughter. The food and coffee is beautiful. Reminds me of Italy. Liverpool impressed me this year, even with the Christmas market. Yes, I'm going out today with Francine to do a little Christmas shopping. For there, it's going to cost me a fortune. I've already got Sophia, my granddaughter, things, but I'm going to buy my two grandsons something. So I'll be going out with my help. So enjoy that. Enjoy that, the Italian. I love Italian food. I love everything Italian, to be honest. I've got a fridge freezer here, and they have those like sticky things, magnets. I've got Napoli there, the Italian flag, and even Vesuvius. Gary says, good morning, Gary. Morning, Frank. I watched The Cable Guy last night. Good film, to be fair. Is that Jim Carrey? Jim Carrey, I watched it when it first came out years ago. It is, actually. It is. It is, Gary. Lab dads and detectorists. Hello, Frank. Hope you're well. Yes. Just downloaded the film there. Looked at it on a clip I seen called Scum. Probably watch it tonight. Yeah. Tell you who's in it. I think he's in it. Ray Winston. If you want to watch a film with Ray Winston, I think it's called The Beast. I think it is. And I'll tell you who's in it. and it's just, his acting is absolutely immaculate. And that's his name's gone from me. It's just his name's gone from me. Yeah, now you wouldn't believe it, would you? I think I'm going. Honestly, you've got this bloody dementia thing. I could tell you the film and you just get it right away. Ben Kingsley. That's it. Ben Kingsley, if you see any of his films, he's immaculate in them. I don't mean in dress or anything. I mean his acting is absolutely amazing. Watch him in Iron Man. Incredible. Watch it. I think it's called The Beast with Ray Winston. And he plays a villain. He plays a psychopath. Psycho. Ray Winston. You'd expect, if you see Ben Kingsley and Ray Winston, and you'd say, well, pick the psycho out, you're going to go with Ray Winston. Please. Great actor. Oh. Gary says, love Napoli, Frank, the Liverpool of Italy. Yes. I remember being over there. I was with my mum then, but we was in Sorrento, and there was a bloody strike on. And I'm talking about the toll route there, roads, the booths, so you couldn't, it was a strike, you couldn't go through. It was all blocked up the day we were coming home. So anyway, the hotel, I had murder with the hotel. I said, why didn't you tell us? Because then we had to get a train. Because we got picked up by coaches. The hotel never told anybody. So anyway, get to the coach. Anyway, to cut a long story short, we missed our flight home. And we had to stay in Naples for, how long was it? 3 nights, 4 days, 3 nights to get back home, because they wanted then 750 quid each of us to fly, not to Liverpool, to bloody Stansted. Then we'd have to make our way home from Stansted. So it was cheaper to stay in Napoli, right on the waterfront, right on the bay of Naples. Fantastic. So, you're right, Gary. Napoli's, lots of Italians who came over, and settled here on the way to America, but they found work and everything and just settled here, like my own family and Naples. Out of all the migrants from Italy, 95% of them are from the south, Naples, Amalfi, around the Amalfi Coast there. Bay of Naples and the Amalfi Coast, that's where they're from. And Gary carries on. Ray Winston is nil by mouth. It's a bit grim, though. Can't be watching grim films over Christmas, Gary. What's the matter with you? But as I said, the likes of that wonderful thing, which is A Christmas Carol, Alistair Sim. You can look. I'll tell you what's a good film though, but it's animated. A Christmas Carol. And when I had a 3D telly, I used to have it on a 3D DVD, and that was Jim Carrey's A Christmas Carol. I think it was just called Scrooge. But that's on, I think that's on YouTube now as well. But anyway, you know, that was great. It was really good. Really good. Bob Hoskins is in it. You see a little character of him, you know, animated character. Mr. Fezziwig, Bob Hoskins. And Gary Oldman was Bob Cratchit. That was very good. But I watched it in 3D. It was really good. Really good. But as I said before about the holiday with Jack Black, and it's a cracking little story. It's how life, you know, can go from one to another in a flash. And it's real. It does go bump. One, you like that. One day you like that. And the next, and it just goes flat. Then you have to pick yourself back up. And as Sinatra said, get back in the race. That's life. And this is what it's all about, you know, when you're looking at films. It really is. I was watching one with Anthony Hopkins, when 8 Bells Toll. It was really good. It was really good. I tell you, he was a great actor, and he was in these like type of films. And he always played this like upper crust fellow. And that was Robert Morley. Robert Morley, great actor. But that, when 8 Bells Toll, I said that. Well, it's that McLean. He wrote David McLean, is it? Well, he wrote it anyway. And it's a good adventure one. Jack Hawkins is in it. Jack Hawkins. And Jack Hawkins was suffering from throat cancer at the time. And he always had this like thing around his neck. And there was an actor, fellow actor, a good actor as well. You might know him. And his name is Charles Gray. Big tall fella, grey hair, you know. Charles Gray. And when Jack Hawkins was doing any film work, Charles Gray dubbed his voice, and he just sounded like him. Sounded like him. So that's the sort of film I liked. It was When 8 Bells Toll, and you get it on YouTube. And I started to watch another YouTube film, Gold, with Roger Moore. I started to watch that, but I got sidetracked and I never finished it. But that seems all right. That seems all right. You know, based in South Africa, obviously, gold, the gold mines, extracting the gold to make us, you know, for us to buy rings and necklaces and whatever in gold. Whatever in gold. Krugerrands. Used to have a Krugerrand. That's a Kruger. Not that big. Big things. Krugerrands. Used to have one. I'm going back years ago, bro. Years. So what films have you been watching? Are you going to watch any Christmas film? See, you get loads of TV films. At Christmas, you get loads of them. There's one with Bing Crosby. It's not a TV film though. This is like a black and white. I think it's called Is it the Bells of St. Mary? But he plays a priest anyway. It's around Christmas time, and I think it's that. Mark Simons. Dogman. What a great Italian film. Watch it, Frank. Do you know what? I've seen that. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I watched an Italian film with Sophia Loren and Marcello Mastroianni. I know what an handsome fella he was. And it was brilliant. And it was after the war. It was based in 1946, just after the war in Italy, and what was happening. Fantastic. And don't forget, the partisans, the Italian partisans, were not just fighting the Germans; they were fighting the fascists, Il Duce's fascists, Mussolini. They were fighting them, and they got no credit whatsoever. None whatsoever. Relatives of ours, our family were fighting them. My doctor, when I was from a baby, when I was growing up, he was captured by the Germans. He was an Irishman from Southern Ireland, joined the British Army as a doctor, and he was captured in Italy. And the Italians, he was looking after the camp. They let him escape. They said, "Go on." And he went into the Apennines, and he was helping people. He was helping to deliver babies. He was helping malnutrition. He was helping, other diseases as well. He was helping the partisans. And he got captured by the Germans, and they sent him to Berlin. My doctor. And I believe his daughter was telling me this, because I did something about him on one of my DVDs. And he said, this German said, "We are fed up with you English." And he said, "I'm not English, I'm Irish." And the actual German, the story was that the Germans said, you are Irish, and you're fighting for the British. That shook his head. So the German knew what was going on between the Irish and the English, over the centuries. And even when he was with the partisans, they said, this the red-head Englishman, he's with us. He said, "No, I'm Irish, proud of my Irish roots." My daughter. It's a play about him or a picture about him. Mark says, Drive was a good film, Frank. Watched it on YouTube about a getaway driver. But I think Bryan Cranston, Mark, is a brilliant actor. And if you want to watch a short series with him in, watch Your Honor. Your Honor. He's a judge. Cracking series. It's only one series, you know what I mean, short series. I forget how many episodes, about 7 or 8 episodes. I watched them back to back. Brilliant. Cranston is brilliant, like Cranston. I've been telling people to watch a series called The Outsider with Jason Bateman. And I watched it again. Finished it yesterday, watched it. And I thought, there's episodes that you don't need to watch. So I thought, if anyone wants to watch it, watch the first 3 episodes and the last 2. That's it. You don't need those in between. So that's, you've only got to watch 5 episodes. That's The Outsider. The first 3, last 2. That's just me, though. That's just me, I'm telling you. Yeah, so I thought, you know, I don't know whether you were with me the other night, and I couldn't find. I brought in cleaners. I brought in cleaners. I know them, you know, good girls. That's what the business is. I brought them in, you know, to give it a good clean, you know, for Christmas, like. And they came in. You know, when you take your things clean. Where's my sunglasses? Anyway, they just put things away. And I thought, I couldn't find it. You know, the program that I want to give away for the fantasy football. Could I find it? Because normally I just have it. As I'm looking at you now, I have it on this disc. Because I've got another monitor over there. This thing here. And anyway, that's it. Looking for it. Looked everywhere. And I've got books. Looking at them now. Piled up like that. I've got books there. Got a bookshelf over there. Books. And I looked in every space of the books. Every space. I can't find it. Can't find it. Just couldn't find it. Anyway, the girl got hold of me. Lovely Amy got hold of me and said, are you looking for your program? I went, yeah. Because someone must have seen it, you know what I was talking about. Can't find it on here the other night. And she said, it's in your folder on your bookshelf. Just open the top, and there it is. And there it is here. Found it. Just hope someone wins it. Along with the watch. Which I'll show you again because I really want to. I wish I could give it out right now, you know, for this, so you could have it for Christmas. But can't be doing that. There's the watch. Because as I said, it's perpetual motion. And when someone said to me, hey Frank, I've only got a box for it. It comes in a box. Of course it comes in a box. There it is. So just leave it in the box now. Decent boxes. See if I lean on my elbow. Got a shower this morning. Now Francine's coming out, I'll have to get a plaster, you know. I don't like putting plasters on their cuts or anything. If you let the air get at them, but it's not summer, it's winter, you've got to wear these bloody things. I'm wearing just white t-shirts. I use them as pajamas, actually. White t-shirts. So I've been wearing them. I've been sitting there freezing, you know, because the short sleeve, it's so that the air gets at this. I'll show you it again. Let me just see it. See? That's bruised as well, you know. Oh, it's bruised as well. And as I said, that's why I wasn't on last night, because I knocked it against the door, you know, the frame of the door. Turned, bang, oh, knocked me sick. Just knocked me sick, so I couldn't. Edward. Frankie. Hey, Edward. Just seeing you there. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. We're all there. Are we all looking forward to the game tomorrow? Spurs. I've got a posse after the game, you know, to the post-match. See how that is. Just see how that is. Oh, it does. Big Frank, ex-doctor, who was that John Pertwee. Yeah, John Pertwee. Do you reckon he was? Yeah, what about him? Do you reckon that? What's his name? Oh, what's his name? From Liverpool, actually. Do you reckon that he was the best? Tom Baker was the best Doctor Who. I agree with that. Tom Baker. Yeah, John Pertwee. Yeah, he was a good doctor. And I didn't like him as that Wurzel Gummidge. Oh, Aunt Sally. I didn't like him as that. I thought it was a stupid series anyway. Edward. Are you okay, Frank? I noticed you wasn't. Edward, I mentioned before, I was turning and I was going from room to room and I turned and I banged my elbow, you know, my damaged elbow, and it knocked me sick. I thought it would have been all right, you know, this was about an hour before, you know, going on, having the pod. And I explained to it at the beginning of the show, the beginning of this one. And he had all things lined up. And it would have been good, actually. But I'll have to leave it until next week. Because I had footage of UFOs. I had pictures of UFOs. So I'll leave it for one. I won't be having a pod on Tuesday, Christmas Eve. No pods Christmas Eve. Be a pod on Boxing Day, post-match. So tomorrow, it'll be like a post-match and pre-match, if you know what I mean, after the Spurs game. Every time I lean on my elbow on this stupid chair and sit up. Oh. Yeah, so that was the that was the reason why I wasn't on Edward. That's okay, says Edward. Enjoy your Christmas Eve. Point is, at Francine's work, so I won't be going out, I won't be going anywhere. Be sitting in on my own again, naturally. Christmas. Hi Frank, Tom Baker was and is the best Doctor Who. He also did some of the audiobooks ages after he left the show. Yeah, he was great, Tom Baker, as Doctor Who. But do you remember his big scarf? Did he have a big scarf? He did, he always had a big scarf, didn't he? That mad hat. I always remember, and I don't know whether I like this fella or not. Sylvester McCoy as Doctor Who. The Scottish fella. And I always remember him on Tiswas, Sylvester McCoy. And he used to go around as though he was drunk. He was always carrying a bottle of scotch. And that was a kid's program. With his glasses on. Bumping into people on Tiswas, if you ever remember that. Tiswas and Sally James. Yes, Sally. I'm just trying to think of it. There's a film, and that's how you find it, really. And I was watching it the other day. So it was on YouTube, called Saints of the Desert with Kiefer Sutherland. And Kiefer is a hitman. Weird. So you've got to look at that, see what you think of it. Well, anyway, you know, whether you like it or not, I don't know. Is it worth a look? Yeah, because Kiefer Sutherland's not a bad actor. He's in. But it does become predictable. I don't like predictable. Do you know when you watch these disaster films? I never watch a film that when you read a little special ops fella, former special ops, never fucking watch them. Never watch them. Terrible. And Edward says, I'm on the last season of The Sopranos. Great actor, James Gandolfini. Brilliant. And they were going to do a film of it. And he was on holiday in Italy. He died. Had an heart attack. Bang, gone. James Gandolfini. That was the best series ever made, though, for gangsterism. Rootless. I've been watching a lot on YouTube about The Sopranos. They're showing you, like, you know, a character, say like Tony Soprano. So they're showing him, but they're showing clips of like what he did, and it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And the likes of Christopher, you know, showing him. Brilliant, really good. It's smashing. Been watching them on YouTube. It's all on YouTube, and I've seen the parallels as well of real life mafia fellas. You know, like who James Gandolfini played. You know, Tony Soprano, who's that parallel to real life gangsters. and the likes of Paulie in it, Tony Sirico, he was a real life gangster. You know, the fella who just looks like that. You know, he's got black hair brushed back, but it's grey on each side. He was a real life gangster then. And he did time as well. But Silvio, Stephen Van Zandt, he was great in it. He was a consigliere, absolutely brilliant. And the Edward says, Paulie got shot in real life, yeah. No, I don't mind the old mafiosi films and things. I really do. That's why the greatest gangster film ever made was The Godfather. Because you see one cop in it. That was it. And he ended up getting shot, didn't he? There was a TV series, I watched it last year, and it was called The Offer. And that was very good. The Offer TV series. And that was like leading up to the making of The Godfather. It was really good. It's called The Offer. So I enjoyed that as well. See, I don't mind these gangster films. And Edward says, seen The Offer? It's good, isn't it? I hope you enjoyed it, Edward. Because I thought it was very good. There's a fella in it, you know, the main man, I forget his name, but I've seen him in a few things and he's quite good. To me, he reminds me of Elvis. If you're doing a film of Elvis, he would have been the ideal choice, yeah. TW. Morning, Frank and chat. Hiya, T. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. Yes, so, you know, it's... But as I was saying there before, boys, he wasn't here. I never liked this show when Jason's put this up in my background. He didn't know that I'd never liked it, you know. I just didn't like it. I didn't find it funny. Just didn't find it funny at all. Don't know whether, you know, you liked it or not. I don't know. I gotta say. TW says, Frank, did you watch the new series, The Day of the Jackal, with Eddie Redmayne? No, haven't watched it yet. You see, the film, I remember the film had some terrific, James Fox, wasn't James, what's his name? It's one of the Fox brothers. Always plays an upper crust fella, this fella. I think the both the Foxes brilliant actors, by the way. But he was superb. You wouldn't expect him to be a hitman. And there was a few French actors in it as well. Fantastic actors. One of them was the Grant, I forgot his name. And he was in one of the James Bonds with Roger the Lodger. Michelle Lonsdale? Michelle Lonsdale, yeah, him. Fantastic. Oh, Myra. Oh. Myra. Hiya, Myra. Hi, everyone, I'm Frank. Oh, Myra. No, what has happened, Myra? The other day, I fell over. Well, I was in my bedroom and I tripped over and I banged my elbow. I really hit my elbow on the radiator and it knocked me sick. Anyway, I've got this massive bruise on my elbow, this one, on my right elbow. There. And yesterday, about an hour or so before I was coming on to do the pod, I was going from room to room and I turned and I hit it and it knocked me sick, Myra. It was knocked me sick. And to be honest, Myra, I went on, what was it? I was sitting there last night and I just didn't feel like doing anything. And I went on redacted. I think it was redacted, and I seen your name, and I couldn't even type hello, Myra. Couldn't type or nothing because of my elbow. You know, like even now, I can't like type. Hello, Myra, says Edward. Hi, Edward, says Myra. And TW says, yep, the film was brilliant. Is brilliant. The series is worth a watch, Modern Day Tea. I will watch it. I don't mind Eddie Redmayne, but he should never have won that Oscar, in my opinion. He should never have won that. He should never have won that Oscar. You know, for playing Torrent. He should never have won that. It should have been Benedict Cumberbatch. He should have won it. Yeah, that's in my opinion. Okay? And lads and dads at detectorists. Build Clopper statue. You know, I said same before. Bill Clopper statue. Bill Clopper statue. Some of the names is fantastic. London's anti-detectorists. You know, I say to me, you can't make these names up, and these two make these names up. Fantastic, I am. And he says, have you watched The Fury yet, Frank? I think it's on Netflix. Currently, if you like World War II films, that's up there with Saving Private Ryan and The Battle of the Bulge. The Fury. Is that with Brad Pitt? The Fury. Is that with Brad Pitt? You see, I remember a couple of years ago, I watched, I forget what it's called, 13 Days from, where was it? Benghazi, something like with Benghazi in Libya. I watched it. It was good, you know, CIA operatives. CIA. You know, they're in uniform and that. And I said even there, I said, what are you doing in Libya? What are you doing there? What's Americans doing in Libya? You know, besides killing Muammar Gaddafi. So when I look at, you know, these type, I will watch World War II films. I will watch that. But you know, like it's loads of propaganda and things, you know, in these films. Same as us, you know, we do propaganda films. But I like pre-war ones. Detectives. I like pre-war because they were proper propaganda. That was to lift the population. You know, like the 1939 ones and the 1940, 41, 42, 43. You know, they were brilliant. There's one with David Niven in. Oh, what's it called? But in it, you see a stairwell and you see, like, you know, people on it that have been casualties of the war going on. And I forget what it's called, but it's brilliant. And it's what I was saying at the beginning of this pod about how to embrace life, how to embrace family, how to embrace friends. This is what I was saying. And that's how I was trying to explain about It's a Wonderful Life, you know, the Christmas film. And it's all about life itself. And I tried to give the analogy of a grain of sand. And if you got a grain of sand, you know how small one grain of sand is, and put it down and try to split it up into fragments and pick one of those fragments up. That's your lifespan. That's your life. Goes like that. It's like what Shakespeare said. Life is but a walking shadow. Out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow. Think about that. Out, brief candle. That's your lifespan. Very brief. You're here. But your lifespan is very brief. Very brief. It passes, gone. If you could sit at a monitor, a television monitor, or whatever, and you see, let's go back 2,000 years ago. Let me try to explain this. 2,000 years ago, and you had the AD 43 Claudian invasion, right? You had the AD 43 Claudian invasion into Britannicus. Here, bang, here. And if you could just sit there like that and go, okay, and see the likes of Claudius, and then say like you're seeing at the front, going past the screen. Well, it won't be like that. It'll be like go. You wouldn't even see it. That's your life. That's my life. It's gone. It's not how we feel now. Like I've lived a life. I'm coming to the end of my lifespan. But you might think, wow, you know, well, you've lived all those years, but you haven't. Not in the great scheme of things. It's very brief. I don't know why I'm going on about this bloody thing, but I'm just saying that's, you know, It's a Wonderful Life is all. It's not just about Christmas and Carl Adams getting his wings or anything. It's about life itself. It's about how to embrace it, how to embrace your family, how to embrace everything. Friends. You just look at it again. And when he's, you know, no one knows he wasn't born. And he's seen his friends that were his friends when he was, you know, and here he is. And how he changed life as well. How he changed people. Even his wife, how he changed his wife. When you see it I haven't seen it for years, but it does resonate with me. And you just see her as a little librarian, shy, just hurrying up, you know, going back to her home or whatever, wherever she lived. You see, so it's like that. It's what we've got to embrace. That's all. Just embrace it. Because if you don't embrace it, Gary the Rigby, I didn't realise you were live on Facebook as well. I always watch you on YouTube. That explains why I can't see some comments, says Gary. Yeah. Yeah, the one those, Gary. Have you seen a film called Sideways? Brilliant comedy about two guys on a wine tasting tour of California. No. Do you know what I got told about that? And it's very funny. A few years ago, you know, talking like that. A few years ago, someone said to me, hey, Frank, would you do a little walking tour of pubs? I said, no. I don't do pubs. He said, no. He said, given the history of them. I said, yeah, okay. I said, that sounds good, you know, for a group of people. Disaster. I said, you know, they said, where shall we start? I said, tell you what, we'll start in St. John's Lane. We'll go into Dr. Duncan's, make our way down to the Mitre, the ship of Mitre, and work our way up Dale Street. I said, there's loads of history there, great history as well. And he went, oh, yeah, okay. So anyway, when I went for them, I said we'd start off at Dr. Duncan's. I didn't want to go into pubs. I ended up going into pubs. By the time we got to Rigby's, I'm going home. The only one I ever did. Never finished it. Never finished that walk and talk of pubs. Never got much sense out of me. Just like now. It didn't make much sense. Edward says, Dunkirk is good. Cillian Murphy. Yeah, I've seen it, actually. I've seen it. Seen that, Edward. Yeah, Brad Pitt, Frank. Oh, that's the Fury. Yeah, Dunkirk also good. And that 1914. I'll tell you, I don't like, I think he was an evil man, actually. You know, what I've read about him, what I've seen about him as well, is Kirk Douglas. And I won't watch any of his films, watch one. And that's, he's horrible in real life, by the way. Paths of Glory, true story about World War One, where he was a French officer and he was defending 4 soldiers who were just picked out for cowardice. They weren't cowards, they were just picked out because this general said, I want to leave an indelible mark about me and cowardice. I do not want cowardice. in my armies. Because they couldn't get out of a trench. These soldiers, they couldn't get out of a trench. They were pinned down. They would have moved. They were dead anyway. And that's the way it was in World War One. And it was a war of attrition. A war of attrition. And anyway, you know, he was fuming. He said, they should have got up. They should have gone over. I want 4 men. I want to show, you know, that I mean business. The French army means business. And anyway, it was a cracking story. It really was. And some good actors as well. Some good actors in it. And he was good actually. Kirk. Don't like him though. Cheers, Frankie. I was in a good mood before. Oh, shut up. Blaming me. Oh, that's funny. Though. I bet you went to Vernon. Yes, I did. Do you know what? I've got to tell, please listen to this. Our kid, our Stevie, taxi down. He's older than me. And a few years ago, this is absolutely genuine. He said to me, listen, Francis, he said, I know you won't mind me saying this. He said, I've got to go to Magistrates Court. He said, will you come down with me? I went, sorry, Steve. He said, come on, just come. So I said, okay. So anyway, I went down with, I think it was over this car, you know. I forget what it was, to be honest. But anyway, he had to go down the thing. I think someone nicked his car. And they were up for it. Don't argue with Stevie. Don't argue with him. So anyway, I goes down, I'm standing there. I didn't go into the court or anything. I was outside the court, if you know. I wasn't outside in Dale State. I was inside, but I didn't go into the courtroom. So anyway, this fella comes up to the clerk of the court or whatever they are, you know, they walk around in them robes. And he said, what court are you in? I said, oh no, I said, let's wait for them. Okay. And the next, these two fellas come over to me, you know, because they knew that I was with our kid. So anyway, and the next was, we then came out, and he said, come on, I'll take you for a drink. And I said, I know you're not. I said, come on. And we went along to the Vernon. And this is genuine. Standing there, you know, drinking. Our Stevie knew loads of lads, you know, both of them. They all knew it. So we'd having a drink. And the next, this fella walks in. Very smart. Yeah, smart. He was about the same age as me then, this fella. So he walks in, very smart, and he's got loads of books. So anyway, he's walking off, and our kid just stands in it, and he turns his head at our kid. He turns his head. I don't know why well, I do know why, you know. But I didn't know then why he turns his head until this fella got up by me. Because this fella was going out, hey, I said, look, do you want a book? Do you want this? Do you want that? And he said to me, hey, mate. I said, yeah. He said, do you want to buy this? Look at it. What you want, stuff. And they were all good things, you know. And this fella, and our kid just turns around like that. He looks at him. He said, remember me? No, who are you? He went, who am I? And he grabbed hold of him, like, you know, because he had a shirt and tie. Just grabbed him like that, pulled him over. He says, I'm the taxi driver who brought you down to speak one night. You were buried. And you said you were on your way to Brazil and you had to get down to Liverpool Airport. And I fell for it. I fell for it. And you said, I'm just running in for my bags. And I'm going, mate, please, and go for me. I'll be about at least 5 minutes. They're only in the hall. I'm going to go say goodbye to me mum, you know, say to her. And you never came back. Because little did I know, there was an entry where you were supposed to be running to. He said, and I couldn't get after you. He said, that's me. He said, and you owe me, you know, this X amount, whatever he owed him. And he went right in his pockets. And so it was funny. Put it in his, he said, that's what you owe me. And that's a tip. He said, no. And he took his books off. And he went, yeah, lads, and he just threw it on the table. He said, he had his books off him. True story. Never argue with Stevie. Have you seen Jojo Rabbit says tea? I watched last night, very funny considering the topic. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. Oh, the red bird. If I just popped in to see if you are okay, don't forget to like and subscribe, if not already, peeps. Do you know what? I have explained when it first came on about what had happened. I'll just say it briefly. I had everything lined up last night. It would have been a cracking show. I have footage of certain things, you know, UFOs. I was going to talk about the UFOs in America, you know, these things. That was a distraction. I was going to explain why it was a distraction and things that's happening in their country with, you know, there's terrible poverty in America. And some cities, as ordinary Americans are saying, are becoming like a third world. And the actual country is becoming like a banana republic, all because of the administration that's in power now until the 20th of next month, January. Excuse me. So this distraction, you know, all the economic situation and everything, and where all this money's going and all the money laundering, and people are finding out in America what's really happening, and the propaganda of the press, the media, what's really going on. And it's a lot of distraction with these UFOs, but it hasn't worked. And people are finding out. They've woken up, apparently, woken up. And they don't believe the media anymore at all. They just don't believe it. So they're following other forms of media, and that means social networking. So that's how I was going to explain that bit. But he has a cracking show lined up. I really did. But I'll have to do it. It'll be next week now, next Friday, when everyone's suffering from hangovers until the new year. So let's hope. Let's hope. So anyway, people, I'm going to finish. So don't forget, you know, don't forget, I'm going to watch, as I said, tonight. I'm not going anywhere. got to go shopping with that Francine and I'm out. So tonight I'll be watching Alistair Sim colourised version of A Christmas Carol. Christmas Carol. Greatest story ever told. Greatest Christmas. What is it? Is it a paranormal story? About greed, about redemption, about everything. That's what I mean about It's a Wonderful Life when I try to mention that. And embracing life as it is. And it's never too late. Great stories, but you've got to, it's not just like the story going along like that. You've got to go inside the story itself. You've got to go inside. It's like any film today. It's like what's going on in the world today. And you look and you go, they're not really like that. I'll give you an example. If I see anything and it's like gives you a small synopsis about a film or whatever, former special ops, don't watch them because it's a load of nonsense. You see what I mean? They make heroes out of it's how they make heroes. You don't deserve to be heroes. You just don't deserve it. One of the greatest heroes I've actually written about. And he's a Liverpool lad. Born and bred. One of the greatest stories ever told. What a hero. They're proper heroes. Because you don't see... did you know Private Ryan, by the way, wasn't all American, Did you know that? Look it up. Private Ryan. It's like anything. If the Americans see something, they try to superimpose that historical fact and make it their own. It's like woke. It's like Gladiator. I'm talking about Gladiator 2. It's terrible, that change in history. There's one called Now Out by Steve McQueen. And I watched something on YouTube yesterday and they've lambasted it. Simply because I'll let you find it on YouTube. And it's wrong. That Peter Hitchens, he was talking about it. He's great, Peter Hitchens, albeit he writes for the Mail. Do you know his man was born in Liverpool, a Scouser? Peter Hitchens. Oh, yes. Yes. A dear old mother from Liverpool. Peter Hitchens. But you want to say it just rips into it. It's the woke. It's like changing history to suit another. I'm not saying that. Get into trouble. TW. Merry Christmas, Frank and chat, and see you on Boxing Day. Yes. Well, I'll be here tomorrow, actually, because I'll be doing a post-match. But everyone will be in the pub watching it. No, I don't think he's well with it. My advice, says Gary Rigby, don't eat before watching a film. You'll fall asleep. Yes. do it all the time. I do it all the time. I was watching something. I forgot what I was watching 2 days ago. And anyway, I had a sandwich. I love make my own sandwiches, you know, throw everything on it. And anyway, I watched it, and the next one, it was the end. I was right to the end. It was the end, nothing there, you know, just at the end. Forget what it was, to be honest. Was he enjoying it? Yeah, I think I was enjoying it as well. You got there, Gary. Remember, history is just a story full of hyperbole. Remember, history is just his story. That's good, that. That's a good little play on words. Yes, nice one. But history, I remember the lovely Myra saying, history is written by the victors, and of course it is. Of course it is. Don't you just love it, though? And like history, there's history today, right today, which is hidden. Loads of it is hidden. And do you remember when JFK was assassinated in 1963? He, you know, I wouldn't say that it started then, but everything is like cover up and hidden. There's loads of hidden history. But that was really when you started to say, well, hang on a minute, and started to question things. Well, anyway, ladies and gents, thanks for joining me this morning. Sorry I never got through so many films or whatever. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Yes. The history show on Monday, it's going to be good because we're going to play like little songs and Christmas songs, and Derek Shelmerdine will be talking about them. Yes. Even So This Is Christmas. Lennon's. So I just got to say thank you for keeping me company this morning. And I'm not going to say Buona Natale. I'll be saying that most probably on Monday night. Buona Natale. Okay. What does that mean? Thanks, people. See you tomorrow, I hope. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your night out if you're having a night out. I'll hopefully see you some tomorrow. Bye now. Bye.